Hi everyone, I'm Larissa Russell of Creative You, and I'm your host of the Creative Soul Healing Podcast. Here's where we talk about the connection between creativity and healing by interviewing amazing creatives, spectacular healers, and inspiring people who have used creativity in their healing. What does it mean to be creative? What is creativity? You don't have to write a best-selling book or paint a masterpiece or even play in a rock band. Creativity is in everything that we do, in the ways we think, in the way we run a business. In our everyday lives, we are creative all the time. Let's talk about how we are creative and how creativity helps us heal mentally, physically, and emotionally, right now on the Creative Soul Healing Podcast. Hi everyone, I'm Larissa Russell from Creative You, and welcome to the Creative Soul Healing Podcast. Today I have with me Ildikó Karsay. Ildi was one of our presenters for the Loving, Healing, Creating Summit that we ran February 2nd through 14th, and we absolutely loved having her. You can still get access to that summit at www.creativeyou.ca. Ildikó Karsay lives in the center of Europe in Hungary, in the beautiful ancient capital of Budapest. She is an intuitive abstract painter working with acrylics on canvas. She loves nature with the never-ending inspirations. Ildi creates abstract paintings inspired by love and nature that bring beauty, warmth, and joy to her heart. She believes everybody is creative, they just need a little help to remember. Ildi is a dreamer, explorer, and a mom of three. She is always seeking her own style in different mediums. The vibrant colors are the connection in between, which comes from her deep soul. She believes that in the gray world we live in, the colors help to cheer us up. And she teaches that the road is what's important, not the results. So welcome, Ildi.
Hi, everyone.
I'm so glad to have you here. I know we've had some struggles getting, timing right because you're in Hungary, I'm in Canada, so that makes it really, but we've got it all figured out now. So can you share some of your story and your path that's brought you here?
I was always creative and always making everything in my childhood. I was making craft and painting and drawing and everything, and it is my in my adulthood is a big problem because I always try everything, so it's very difficult to stay in one medium. So sometimes I love acrylic, sometimes aquarelle, sometimes want to learn making jewelry or batik or everything. So if I see something new, I have to try it. So it is so you cannot say that I am an aquarelle painter, but I am interested in everything. So and
Yeah. It's amazing how I know for myself as well, I very much have to try everything. And I do have my favorites. I'm an abstract painter as well, but I have to try everything. So I totally understand that. Yeah.
mm,
So what does healing with creativity mean to you?
I think most of the people think about creativity is just an art stuff, but I think creativity needs every aspect of our life. So it is very important to find in ourselves, and it is not coming from outside. It is everybody has inside. Just see the little children that when they little in everything and try everything, and then when we are getting older, I think the world is getting gray, and we have to a little bit give some color in it.
Yeah.
I don't know how to moment.
No, that's really good.
So
You're doing fine. I know that English not being your first language makes it a little tougher, but you're doing fine. So I really appreciate you being here. So do you think there's a driving force that inspires you?
I think the main force is my members whose feedback and warm welcome and the support and everything what I get from them. It makes me give me more force to make what I do. And as everybody else, I am struggle sometimes, and uh, maybe I had some exhibition, and I have a book in where people write their opinion or how do they like the exhibition. And when I feel that everything is bad and boring, or everything is gray, and when I read from this book, uh, the sun is shining and rainbow in the sky. So it's so give more power to continue what I do.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And
If you
do you
mean
have
this
a past
question.
pain in your life that's informed your life purpose?
Uh,
Like something that drove you to be creative because of a pain that you had?
how do you mean by pain?
Emotional pain, mental pain, something that sort of drove you to, or that sort of informed you needed to do this because you had a childhood that didn't, wasn't good, or you so you want to share with people because of anything like that?
Mhm. I was born like a only child in the family. My father died early, and it was very big surprise that I get three children to to my family, and it's like a present for me uh, to get them.
Yeah, yeah. So what would you say is your favorite creative healing modality for yourself? What way do you create, uh, like, for yourself? Is there like a painting that you'd like to do, like if you're working through something, or art journaling, or writing, or anything, gardening?
uh, uh, Having a big family is always has to do something. So it is the hardest part to have a little me time for me. So when I started an online year-long course for Hungarian in Hungarian in 2017, it was forced me to create every day. So I am very grateful that some people, crowd is, or how do you say, many people were following me, but the main was to healing myself with it, because uh, usually people has no time for themselves, and usually everybody else is more important than me. And I think most of the people is doing everything for its family and friends, but really little time for herself.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
when my big children was ill, but became ill, uh, he almost saved my life, because when the third children was born, uh, I had a big weight on me. How do you say? So it was difficult to lose weight, because I was working all the time, and in the family I was the last in the row. And when he was ill, we have to change all the food in to save his life, and I think he saved my life as well, because I lost 40 kilograms, and I became normal again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, that's wonderful. And
So the most important that we have to find time for ourselves, and I had to learn from from his illness that I have to make things for myself, not for everybody else.
mm-hmm. Yeah, that's
Important.
so important. So important. Yeah. And what would you say is your greatest accomplishment to date?
Don't know. This was the question what I didn't know, because
That's a hard
everything I do, I think it's not a big deal. Uh, when someone is coming to me and we paint together, and I see that he is when he is coming is sad, and when goes is happy. It means a lot to me,
one.
and very easy to find other problems, but very difficult to solve ours
Yes.
because we are seeing from the other perspective, and we are seeing others from outside, and ourselves is from inside.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. So working with others, I totally understand that.
So I don't know that I made a big worst ever thing in my life, but everything I do is a little bit gives people to feel better, or coming out of their fears or struggles, or sadness.
Yeah. And creativity is so important for that, isn't it? So it's a great way to do that.
Yes, I think yes, creativity, and in my part is art is this creativity solution. Others making this with music, or dance, or other. So I love
Mm-hmm.
creating with paint, or art stuff. So this is my way to help people with that. And I think the art is very good for helping people, because if somebody starts to create something that uh, you know that you are in the present, and you feel that they call it flow feeling, and you don't thinking about the past or the future, and this is the time when the time just goes, and you just see, oh, how many time has passed, but you I think this is healing. So
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's so true. It's so true. So if you could change one aspect of our society through your work, what would it be? It sounds like you've already sort of answered that with, your creativity and getting people to change their attitudes. But is there more you'd like to add to that?
I think the most important would be the educational system, because as I see in Hungary, uh, the system is about the performance-based educational system, and which kills children. So I don't think it's normal that a 10 or 14 years old kid is so sad, and they feel that nothing important in their life, and they don't know what to do. So in summer times, I usually keep summer camps for children. It started when my kids was about 8 years old, and these classmates come because they are learning Chinese in the school,
Wow.
and it's a very difficult language, and we have a very special Chinese teacher, and I figured out that it would be great to learn Chinese in part time, and that day making some creativity or something interesting, painting, batik, everything, jewelry. So in craft,
Mm-hmm.
and I think if they use the left brain in the half past and the right brain in the afternoon, it makes them integrate the two parts, and I think they learn better the language as well, not just the creativity. So every year we have this camp, and they are very very good, and I love to see the evolving hands. So it's
Yeah,
beautiful.
I love that because it's so true. Our school systems are just gone so far away from any creative thought. And so to add that, because it is so important, so important. Yeah.
These children are very clever, and they lost their interest in everything
Mm-hmm.
after 10 years. So
Wow. Well, I'm glad you're doing that for them. Yeah. And so, what inspirational advice would you give someone who is struggling?
so I suggest that every day spare a little me time, and it means that be quiet, think inside, and try to find um, the self. Mm, so I think maybe have to try the bad habits to change into right habits. For example, if someone is always sitting in front of the computer and watching YouTube videos all the time, uh, I don't say that you don't watching YouTube videos, but change what you watching. So if that long time you spend, for example, educational videos, and you will be expert at the end. But if you just watching everything what comes, uh, you will lose the time. And my in my workshops, my main goal is that the time is the most important, because we have a special length from that. Nobody knows how much. So I don't like to making long videos and speaking blah blah blah, or just watching how I washing my brush. So I always cut everything which is boring. So if you can see maybe 8 minutes long videos, and it's the same as if I made a 40 minutes. So the time is very important for me,
Mhm.
because we know how much we have.
Yeah, that's so true. And the more we can take in that's we're learning and experiencing new things, I think that's really important.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So do you
Mhm.
have an inspirational quote that sums up your life journey?
Yes, I have many. One of them is the road important, not the results. It's the most important, I think.
Yeah.
So make it without any expectation. So if someone has no uh, creativity, or has never draw before, uh, just keep a little book and write and draw, and never show everyone. just just make it
Yeah. That's so
very
true.
important.
Do you have anything else that you'd like to add that we maybe haven't discussed today that you'd like our listeners to know?
And my other very important thing, that if you give more, you will get more. So I think it's important to help others. And if you have some problem and you don't listen to your problem, but you give others your time and If you have more time to others, you will get more. And if you pay attention to others, they pay attention to you.
Yeah, it's so true. Well, that's wonderful. I want to thank you so much for being here. I know we had a lot of, scheduling difficulties and all of that, but I really do appreciate it.
I'm really sorry for my English because I was very nervous now.
You did great. It's really hard to have to speak in your non-native tongue, so I can't even imagine that. So I totally appreciate it, and you did wonderfully. So yeah, not to worry. So to our listeners, we will see you again next week. And in the meantime, I wish for you amazingly creative days. Have a great week. Thank you for listening in. Please remember to like, share, subscribe wherever you are watching or listening. You can find us at www.creativeyou.ca. That's www.creative and the letter U.ca, because we're in Canada reaching out to the whole world. See you next time on the Creative Soul Healing Podcast.